Hello guys, Josh here from the Hampshire Business Show, which is taking place next month on the 10th of October at the Aegeus Bowl in Southampton. I'm here with May Stone from The Right Cover. May will be exhibiting at the Hampshire Business Show, and she's been kind enough to come downstairs to talk to us about The Right Cover, the services she offers, and why it's quite important to prepare for the future and prepare for a situation that could pop up in your life. So May, thank you so much for coming down. It's much appreciated.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And so May, the Right Cover. So just give me an overview. So what does the Right Cover do?
Oh, the Right Cover is an insurance broker.
Okay.
We provide protections, private medical insurance, general insurance, employee benefit scheme, and business protections to individual and business.
Yeah.
We offer product from the whole of market. So there's different types of insurance that I can offer, including for expatriates. So I offer also international private medical insurance. So
yeah.
there's a variety of protection product available under the Right Cover.
Amazing. And we touched briefly on, for example, if we just focus on, because a lot of people that are going to be at the Hampshire Business Show, that they're directors in businesses from a broad range of sizes, and one of the things you spoke to me about was key man insurance. So can you talk to me about key man insurance, what it is, and why do I even need it?
Well, if, for example, a company has got an employee who is important in the company, bringing in business, okay, so relying to that person, a managing director, a financial director, so all those, it's important for them to have a cover. The reason being, it's because if that person suddenly become incapacitated to work because of critical illness or accident,
yeah,
it will affect the business, the day-to-day business of that company.
Yeah.
So it will be difficult for that company to survive without the key person. If they will insure that person, they will be able to use that money for the losses of that individual.
Oh, okay.
And also the insurance that they will pay, it's tax-free, so they can put that against their company tax.
Amazing.
So it's always good that if the person will have an insurance, it is important that the company knows the value of that individual, how much salary they're paying for that individual. It might take a long time to replace that person.
Yeah.
So while they're looking at replacing that person, they've got that fund to use while they are going through the replacement,
yeah,
or also helping that individual as well.
That's amazing. Because we touched on it briefly, but with insurance, I suppose there's sometimes scenarios where people can sometimes leave things till they're too late. So what's the importance of planning in advance for scenarios? Because you're right, you don't know what's around the corner.
It definitely. I mentioned earlier about the income protection, which is very important, whether you are self-employed or you are a director of a company.
Yeah.
Most people doesn't have pay benefit scheme.
Yeah.
Right, or sick pay benefit. They don't realize that when a situation arises, whether they'll be ill or an accident, so sometimes they're thinking, I'm not going to have an accident, but as simple as man flu.
Yeah.
Can last forever. So
yeah,
if you will not be able to go to work, what will happen to your business, especially if you're just on your own, you're self-employed?
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
How will you earn the money? If you don't have the savings, how long will it take for you to survive, to pay for your outgoings, to pay for your family? So it's not just your business that you need to look into, also the expenses that your family will need when you become ill. So the income protection will pay the loss of income. The problem with a lot of people, they look at insurance as additional expense.
Yeah.
And it's always too late when they realize, oh, I wish I'd taken an insurance before I was diagnosed with something.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Some people break their leg, have a car accident. Recently, I actually did a cover for a nurse. Well, she is self-employed, has got a limited company, but she works in different agencies. So again, that's a limited company, but working for herself. and she's a nurse, so she should know better, not to get ill and stuff like that. But you don't know what's around the corner.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
suddenly she was hospitalized because of acute operations, and
Oh, no.
she was off sick for 6 weeks.
Oh, my God.
So 6 weeks, if you haven't got the savings, how will you be able to pay for your mortgage,
Yeah,
for your
yeah.
children's schooling, for
Yeah.
your day-to-day living? So it will change your lifestyle.
Yeah.
It will change also your how you live if you don't have any savings.
Yeah.
Even if you say, okay, I've got savings, how long it will take for you to actually become
Yeah.
in balance with
Yeah, I'm
the
with it.
situation.
Yeah.
So it's important that people will plan ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because it's painful to realize when the event happened, and that's the only time you will think about having an insurance.
Yeah, I'm with it.
The problem with that is once you have the pre-existing conditions, then
a
you
lot more
can't.
tricky.
Yeah, you can't claim. So, especially in this country, as simple as depression or stress, if you're employed and you have a sick pay benefit, the company will pay you for that, right? You can't go to work, the doctor gave you a sick note because you're depressed, something happened in the family, there's bereavement. You can't do that when you're self-employed. When you're self-employed,
Yeah,
if
it's true.
anything happened in your family, you still carry on. But if you've got income protections, you can actually ask for a sick note and says, look, I'm going through family issues, domestic problem, marriage
Really? So
issues.
even self-employed, you can get a sick note,
Yes.
and if you're
Because
protected.
you can't work, anything that you can't
That's
work, that
amazing.
is sickness.
Yeah.
That's mental sickness.
Yeah.
So if you can't work, then you will have that monthly income to pay for your bills.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And just on that income protection, is that for, can people that are self-employed get this? Does it have to be people in, I don't know, one man bands, but up to sort of small businesses, stuff like that? Can anyone be protect their income?
anyone who is working without sick pay benefit. So whether you are a construction worker, a nurse, a managing director, we do have business income protections for a group of directors because they don't have sick pay benefit.
Yeah, really interesting. That's interesting. And another thing we talk about quite a lot actually, and I found it really interesting was the life insurance side of things, because what was interesting for me was how you told me they work out, was it the average life expectancy that
Yes.
So talk us through that.
Well, a lot of people doesn't know what they're covered for in terms of insurance. So I do come across people who says, "Oh, I've got insurance," and
As in life insurance.
If you ask them, so what sort of insurance you got? Oh, I don't know. I'm paying £30 a month. So that's the only thing they know because they know what's coming out of their money. But the first thing that people need to realize is to ask themselves, what is it I'm insuring myself? Because once you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah, it's true.
Who's your beneficiary? Who's you're going to? Why are you insuring your life for? So the first thing that people do insure themselves, which is important, is if they've got debt or mortgage. So at least if they die, the house is paid in full. But if that's the only thing they're thinking about, if they have a partner or a family, small children, so they left, or the person who died left the wife and children, or father, vice versa, the house, it's paid in full, but they did not leave any money towards the children and the wife. So how will they survive? So they can sell the house. If they sell the house, their lifestyle will all change. So you need to prepare to what is it that you want in terms of protecting the family. So if you've got small children, you need to think about, okay, I want to insure myself so that if I die, they are covered until they are in university. So I want to make sure that they're protected until my youngest child is 25.
Yeah.
So in that case, the term that will be designed for your life insurance is based on how many years you want your children to be protected. It's the same thing as to how many years you want your mortgage to be protected. So if you owe the bank 20 years, then that will be the term. There is no cash value in life insurance. So it means that after 20 years, you're no longer insured.
Yeah.
But if your intention in life is to leave legacy, no matter how old are the children, you're thinking, I want to leave something for them so that at least I won't burden them if I will die, if I don't have savings, they can cremate me or bury me, whatever's my wishes. So if that is the situations, the financial advisor need to calculate the average lifespan of that individual. So in my case, which I explained to you earlier on, my father died at 69, my mother died at 73, so my average lifespan is 71.5. I insured myself up to age 80. So that's the risk I took. If I'll surpass 80, then I'm not insured. But I have another protection that will cover me for a funeral plan. So it means I will not leave anything to my son, but at least I will not burden him to pay for my cremation. So if you wanted a guaranteed payable, then you will need to think of having whole of life. So a lot of people, they live longer. In fact, according to the study, someone who's already born who's going to survive up to age 150, according to the insurance industry.
Oh.
So if you have a long lifespan, then you can have a whole of life. So whether you died at 100, 150, the insurance will automatically pay you the sum assured. But of course, that's slightly more expensive than the term insurance.
Yeah. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Guys, I've got to say, May's knowledge when it comes to, going into the details of finding policies from, anything business-wise, domestic, before this interview even started, me and May have been sat here talking for about 20 to 25 minutes about all the finer details, things you should look at, and I'll tell you what, her knowledge is incredible. So guys, she'll be at the Hampshire Business Show. It's the right cover. You have a chat with her. She's happy to advise, happy to speak to you. If you've not got your ticket yet, head straight up to hampshirebusinessshow.com. It's free to attend. We'll see you next month on the 10th of October. I'm sure May can't wait to see you. Thanks for your time, I appreciate it. And we'll see you at the show.
All right, thanks.